Hello. In this video, we will be going over the non-remote service learning placement process using S4 at the beach. This process only applies to students that have selected to participate with in-person opportunities, meaning that you will physically be completing your service hours out in the community. In addition to the required sign-up forms, which are the CSUOB Service Learning Plan and the Safety and Risk Management Form, you will have to submit four additional forms, which are the Acknowledgement of Risk form, the CSUOB Release of Liability form, complete the CSUOB COVID training material, and do the online health screening questionnaire. Before we get started with these forms, we just wanted to remind all students to submit their vaccine status to the university using the online vaccine certification checklist available through the single sign-on access. Now, going back to the forms. You can access the Acknowledgement of Risk form and the CSUOB Release of Liability when you reach the Placement Forms section while completing your student placement on S4, as you can see on the screen. Here, you have the two sign-up forms that I mentioned earlier, which are required for all service learning students, regardless if your placement is remote or not. And, as highlighted by the red square, you will see the Acknowledgement of Risk form under the Sign-up Forms section. Simply click on Complete Form to be prompted to the form. Here is an example of what the Acknowledgement of Risk form looks like. You will be asked for your personal information like your name, student ID, and course, followed by information regarding your placement like the name of your site, the service opportunity, the location, and site staff. You will also be asked for your start and end date of your service as well as how many hours you plan on completing at the site, which is usually 20 hours since that's the minimum requirement for all service learning courses. The second part of the form deals with the health and safety protocols. Here you will find a video and you will need to acknowledge that you have viewed and understand the recommendations. When you are done inputting all required information, sign and date the form and click Submit. Then you will need to complete the CSUOB Release of Liability form, which is located under the Other Forms section as highlighted by the yellow square. Here is what that form looks like. Similar to the other form, the first part requires the student and placement information. The second part of the form is the release of liability. Make sure that you read the document carefully and provide an acknowledgement signature that you understand the risk and responsibilities of the in-person placement opportunity, and click Submit. After this, you will need to review and complete the CSUOB online COVID safety training material created by Beach Building Services. You can access this by doing a quick Google search. You can type in CSUOB COVID into the search engine and click on the first link, or you can type in the direct link as highlighted by the red arrow. This will prompt you to a page that looks like this. From here, you will need to scroll down and click on the drop-down arrow for number 6, Online Training, and click on the hyperlink attached to the word Students. This will take you to the safety training material that you need to review. Be advised that at the end, you will have to complete a COVID quiz to verify that you completed the training. After you have submitted these 5 requirements, which are the CSUOB Service Learning Plan, Safety and Risk Management Form, Acknowledgement of Risk, Release of Liability, and completed the safety training material, you can click on the green icon that says Finish Placement on S4 and your placement will be complete. But you're not done. Lastly, you are required to complete the online daily health screening questionnaire prior to completing in-person hours. This must be completed every single time that you go to your service learning site. You can access this form on your Microsoft apps or through the single sign-on access by clicking on the COVID-19 pre-screen checklist, which is the one shown on the screen. You will be asked to answer some health questions and identify any individuals you will have contact with. When selecting the remote campus facility, click on Off-Site Service Learning Placement as seen on the screen. Once you have completed the screening, you will either receive a green check that allows you to go to your site or a red X, which means that you cannot go to the site. If this is the case, contact your site staff and instructor with your screening results, and your site staff will provide further instruction. If your service learning site informs you that you have been exposed to COVID-19, or if you have COVID-19, contact your instructor and they will provide you with next steps for reporting to campus officials. If you come across any issues with this process or have any questions, contact the Center for Community Engagement's Service Learning team via email or phone. Thank you.